She is my weakness. I just can't control when I start talking about her. Is your Son the true God? Do you assure me that your Son can save me from everything? How do I know that your Son is my Creator? Our Lady of Providence, Our Lady of Perpetual Help, Our Lady of Good Health. Is she a virgin? Why should we go to her for her intercession? Is her intercession valid? Is her intercession powerful? Calling Mary my mother.
Mary, my mother.
When we talk about Mother Mary, we better be very, very careful. Because the same Lord who said, when they hurt you, when they touch you, they are touching the apple of my eye. When you and me are the apple of the Lord's eye, Mother Mary, who was obedient from the word go, isn't she his apple of the Lord's eye? So when we are talking about Our Lady, we are talking about the fulfillment of promise in a human being born exactly like you and me. We are talking about God's fulfillment of His promise. We are talking about God's fulfillment of the love He has for us. The glory what Our Lady has today is God's glory in her. The Catholic Church has never said otherwise. When we ask for Our Lady's intercession, it is a belief that we have in Christ that He will listen to Our Lady. Again, it all ends up in the Bible, the commandment, one of the 10 commandments, honor your father and mother. The Lord does not do use and throw business. The Lord touches you, you are someone, a permanent fixture in His kingdom. What about Our Lady? She was His mother on earth. You think as soon as He went to heaven, He would have terminated the contract or agreement or something? No. She is still His mother. The same Lord who asked us to follow everything what Moses has given to us, what God has given to us through Moses, follows this commandment even today. Sometimes I joke, I ask the Lord, I keep asking the Lord, I keep praying to the Lord for a particular thing, for any particular thing. But if He seems to be too busy, I run to Our Lady. There is no escaping for our Lord. Once I go to Our Lady, He has to listen to my prayer. He has to grant me what I ask of Him, provided it is a good thing. We have Our Lady in our life. Satan trembles. The devil cannot stand her humility at all, because that's exactly the thing that he lacked. When the devil told Abba Father, our Abba Father, that he will not serve him, that's exactly what he lacked, the humility. There was this article written by an exorcist. I would love to share it with you because as a prayer minister, that is my hope, that is my belief, that is my faith, that is my trust, that is my strength. So when he was exorcising someone, the devil started speaking out. And he said, what are you most scared of? Other than God, of course, the Mother of God. And this answer really, really surprised him. And he asked the devil why. When she comes, when she is called, when her intercession is needed, requested, I cannot be there because her humility, I cannot stand, I cannot take. So this exorcist started delivering people. He was able to successfully help people to be freed from the devil, from his clutches, when he started calling Our Lady into the exorcism. There is no ritual. There is no ritual to call our Blessed Mother because she is our mother. Just like how she loved her Son, she loves each and every one of us today. When I was in India and when I was newly converted, I used to have a bunch of rosaries always in my handbag. They were my go-to thing for anything and everything, for anybody and everybody. And there was an exorcism which I helped this pastor. And this pastor was Protestant and he was vehemently opposing to me wearing the rosary and giving this poor girl who was possessed by 7 demons wearing the rosary as well. I was a Catholic there. I was myself. My identity is Catholicism. My identity was intact. I was standing there and I was praying, I was asking Our Lady's intercession, and the demons one by one started talking. So normally when in exorcism, the weak ones go first and the strong ones are the last one to leave the person. Because all the demons were saying, we were planning to kill her, but we were planning to kill her, but. And when the strongest one came in the very end, this Protestant pastor asked the demon, why were you not able to kill her? The Lord made him ask that question. And the demon was so angry, so irritated, and the demon said, we would have killed her, but for the beads, the blessed beads that she is wearing in her neck prevented us from doing so. That was a rosary. And there was another sermon, St. Peter, where the Lord goes and asks St. Peter, Peter, I don't know these people. Who let all these people inside to heaven? I don't know them. How did they come in? And Peter said, Lord, it is not I. And the Lord asked, it's not you? I thought I gave you the keys of heaven. And didn't you lock the door? And Peter said, I did, but your mother opened the window. So she is my hope today. I always tell Our Lady, please keep one window open. Just in case I fail to satisfy our Lord, please keep the window open. There have been innumerable circumstances I have been saved by Our Lady, by her graces, by her power, by her intercession, by her maternal love and instinct. And I came to Jesus only because of Our Lady. Every question that I would ask Our Lady, I got the reply the next Sunday through the sermon of the priest. I did not tell the priest that I'm asking this. Is your son the true God? Do you assure me that your son can save me from everything? How do I know that your son is my creator? Each and every time I asked her the question, I got the answer from the Bible through the priest the coming Sunday. There were so many saints who became saints only because of Our Lady. So many people were saved from hell only because of Our Lady. Everything I ask her. Everything I ask her to do it with me. I cook, I say, Mother Mary, please bless all the food because I'm a horrible cook. Whoever eats this, they need to find this tasty. And needless to say, every dish I have prayed, I've asked Our Lady to pray with me and prepare the food with me has turned out amazingly well, that they are actually believing that I'm a good cook now. But this is a secret, so don't share it with anyone. There have been many prayer sessions as a prayer minister that we kind of feel that we have reached a dead end. We didn't know how to help the recipient. And we would just pray a Hail Mary. We would ask the ladies to step into that prayer session that day and lead the prayer session. And the prayer ministry that we do in our parish is called Our Lady of Perpetual Help. She's perpetually there to help each and every one of us. Even before Abba Father spoke about the Lord, he spoke about Our Lady. To have the Lord, to have this, saving plan, the evacuation plan, right? To save us, to bring us back into heaven, back into the bosom, Abba Father first had Our Lady in his mind. To bring his son, he needed this beautiful vessel, the tabernacle, as our church calls it. Genesis 3:15 speaks about Our Lady first. There is no God will be born as son. There is no you will name him Jesus or anything. The entire heaven waited for Our Lady's yes, because God is a gentleman. He offered that opportunity also to Our Lady. Are you saying yes? Are you taking this? Are you receiving it? And well, Our Lady did, because she is an obedient daughter. And the entire history of humanity, Our Lady is the only one who has trifold relationship with the Holy Trinity. She is a daughter of the Father, she is a mother of the Son, and she is the holy spouse of the Holy Ghost. So we have a relationship with Our Lady. We are automatically having a relationship with the Holy Trinity. She, we believe, in the Catholic Church, is made as a queen of heaven and earth. When I declare myself as her daughter, I'm declaring my position in the kingdom of God against all the powers and the dominions of evil in this world. I am operating in the promise of Christ. I am operating in the position God has given me as a princess of Christ. This all takes one simple yes. Just like how one simple yes of Mother Mary brought Christ to our world, one simple yes brings the entire world of evil under us. And I said, without the Lord, I am not going to the hospital. I need the Holy Eucharist. I was pregnant for the second time and I had terrible uterine fibroids. And from the word go, my second pregnancy was a problem. They said, I won't get pregnant. Then I got pregnant. They said, there is no heartbeat. So I would go back to my rosary. I would go back to Our Lady. I would ask Our Lady, you are a mother like me. You need to come and help me. Please go bring your son. And I would go to the Lord. And I would say, Lord, if you want me to give this child, nobody can stop it. If you don't want me to have this child, nobody can make me have this child. The next week, the heartbeat would be there. When I was 3rd or 4th month, they said I would miscarry the baby. And I was being rushed to the hospital because the pain was unbearable. One of the fibroids in my uterus was dying. So I was in terrible pain. On the way to the hospital, I made my husband stop the car. I was in India at that time. And we have the priest. Most of the times the priests live within the church complex. It was around 10:30 in the night. And I said, without the Lord, I am not going to the hospital. I need the Holy Eucharist. Without Him, I don't feel confident going into the hospital. They were all getting tensed because they all wanted to save the baby and me. And the priest was nowhere to be found and I didn't know what to do. There was this beautiful grotto. I just looked at Our Lady and I said, Mama, I am not going to the hospital without your son. I am not. So please bring me your son. I need your son. The second I finished the prayer, not the minute, the second I finished the prayer, the priest with his entire cassock started walking in from somewhere. He was never there about a minute ago. He started walking towards us. And he said, what is going on? I said, Father, I need a communion. I'm supposed to be admitted in the hospital. Without the Lord, I'm not going. And he gave me the communion. And there was this fibroid operation where they were going to remove all the fibroids and one had died and deteriorated. They had to remove it. And I told them, I will remove all my jewelry, but I want to wear my rosary. This was in the USA. He was a very good Christian doctor. He said, fine, no problem. You can wear your rosary. And the robotic surgery, which was supposed to be like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, he was supposed to remove everything. The arm of the robo was not able to grip the fibroid because it had deteriorated so badly. And I started losing blood. And the half-an-hour surgery became 2 hours. I was still in anesthesia and they started operating. I firmly believe it is because of the rosary I had on my surgical table. The doctor was able to grab hold of that and he was able to perform the surgery manually without a single glitch, no problem at all. And I came out of my anesthesia and I just knew that Our Lady had done yet another miracle to me. There is a monastery in the Orthodox Church in Mount Athos, and in one of the monasteries, there are these amazing, interesting stories where during a wartime, I suppose, there was no enough food and they didn't know how to manage the budget at all. So they were really racking their brain how to manage this budget, how to give alms to the poor, because that's what they believed in completely. And they went and the whole night the monks were praying in front of Our Lady. And next day Our Lady said in one of the monks' dreams that I'm going to manage your budget. I'm going to manage everything. You give me whatever you receive and everything is going to flow smoothly. When there was no oil even in the king's palace, when there was no flour in a king's palace, these monks had more and more. It kept growing and it never came down. Our Lady managed their budget. And there was a monk waiting to say his confession in Mount Athos, and the ladies are not at all allowed there. She saw he was waiting and he really needed to confess. He was really in pins and needles and waiting, and he saw a woman walk up to him and say, "You wait for 5 more minutes, don't leave yet," because he was planning to leave. Wait for 5 more minutes. There is a monk coming here. There is a priest coming here. You can go say your confession to him. And in his surprise of seeing a woman in Mount Athos, he didn't think very much. And just like she said, within 5 minutes, there was a priest and he was able to confess. He was extremely happy. And then he said, "Oh, well, I saw a nun who walked up to me and said that you will be here in 5 minutes. And he said, "Father, but how come there is a nun here? So nuns can come and live here?" And the father looked to him and he was very surprised that how come you still don't understand? And he said, "This is Our Lady. Our Lady manages this entire place. So she has come to inform you that I will be here in 5 minutes. So Our Lady lives where she is invited. Our Lady takes care of the things, whatever she is handed, she takes care of the things impeccably. I pray to her for my family's needs. We need to replace a stove, we need to replace a wall, we need to replace a car. I go to her as Our Lady of Providence. Mama, I am not going to the hospital without your son." And he said, "Father, but how come there is a nun here?" The second I finished the prayer, the priest with his entire cassock started walking in from somewhere. How come you still don't understand? This is Our Lady. Now, coming back to my pregnancy, I started carrying the baby. The baby was absolutely fine, and he was born. Until 3.5 years old, my son wouldn't speak a word other than Appa, which means dad in my mother tongue. Without him speaking, we were all freaking out. He was not speaking. He would make eye contact, he would laugh, he would smile, he would have everything normal, but the speech was absolutely absent. And the doctors were giving me all kinds of nightmares. He could be autistic, he could be ADD, he could be ADHD, and I just did not know what those were. Someone could have very well come and told me it is a missile, and I would have believed them. And when I started reading about autism, it was very confusing for me. Nobody knows why it comes, why it happens in a child. Nobody knows if the child can be cured, helped permanently. Some of the autistic children, I feel the integrity, the dignity God had created in them has been taken away. There are severely autistic children. And when I went to one of those exams to just make sure he's not autistic, I saw some of those children and I really felt very sad and scared. So when I came home, I ran to Our Lady of Velankani, the apparition in India. She's also known as Our Lady of Good Health. I knelt down and I told her, "You know what I'm going through. You are a mother like me, and you are my mother, and you know what I'm going through. I don't want my son to be autistic. And I want to be a testimony for the other mothers and fathers that prayer can completely heal this condition, for there is no medication." And I told her, "I don't know how you will bring Jesus into this situation. Nice and smooth and soft by his hands, or forcibly by his ears. I don't know how you will bring Jesus, but I want you to bring Jesus. And I want my son to start speaking. I don't want him to go to any therapy or anything, because this child was given to me by God Most High, and he has to be perfect. He has to be wholesome." 7th day, my son, who was speaking one word, started speaking 10 words, and it has been only steadily multiplying. The doctor cleared him of autism. The behavior therapist cleared him. The speech therapist said that he does not need the speech therapy anymore. It started with one prayer of Our Lady. When Jesus gave us everything he has on Calvary that day, the Lord said, "Here is your mother." When we believe in the Bible that every promise the Lord spoke to David, we think it's for us. The Lord spoke to Moses, we say, "Lord, I'm claiming that promise." How about this beautiful verse? "This is your mother." I started claiming that promise. I started believing the Lord was giving me his mother. And everything else which belonged to the Lord himself started belonging to me. It all started with that small little seed, the small little word of calling Mary my mother.
Mary, my mother.
Problems, worries, sadness. Are you seeking solutions?
Bible says,
Do not be anxious about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Choose faith over fear.